Okay, so I get to do my favorite thing of all to do right now, which is interview one of my beautiful, wonderful, courageous, and successful students, Joan Brooks. So, Joan, hi.
Hi, thank you. What a
So,
great welcome.
oh, yeah. So, Joan, before we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do so people have some context?
What I help people do is one, clear out the shit, shame, and blame that doesn't belong to them so that they're free of that. And then that creates space in their bodies, in their lives for deeper healing, for the healing of the wounds to happen, and so that they can then step into their full power, into their authentic, full being, who they are here to be. That's what I do.
It's beautiful. And it's so interesting because as you have evolved, over the years that we've worked together,
Yeah,
I've heard your mission, your like description of who you are and what you do evolve. And so naturally, you didn't have it like written down because what you
right.
would have said 2 months ago isn't what it is today.
Yes, right.
It's great. Okay. So, what was your situation? I'm not going to say before working with me because that's been a while, but
That's been a long time.
what was your situation leading up to this most recent success?
I had in another one of your programs, I had created a 12-week online group program, my first, which you took me screaming and yelling to, called Welcome Home to Your Sacred Body. And as I was finishing, I've done that 3 times. I've presented that 3 times. And as I was finishing the first time, I had this realization that I really needed to create a longer 9-month to 12-month program where people would go even deeper, do even more healing. And so I knew as I was finishing that first time of presenting Welcome Home to Your Sacred Body, I knew that I really needed to, while it was deep and powerful and profound, that there was so much more, and that I wanted to develop a 9-month to 12-month program that would really do a number of deep dives and really discover, uncover, and reclaim their wild and dark core, that place in them, that ancient knowing and wisdom that can't be tamed, can't be domesticated. So I had that like in the back of my mind, this huge, daunting project that I wanted to embark on.
Well, I just love it that you have the courage to envision a huge
Yeah.
project. So you created this course. So tell us about this course that you created.
So this is the name of the program is Unleashed with an exclamation point. And it really is about unleashing. I think it's going to be different for different people. Some people will unleash their creativity. Some people will unleash their power and their presence. Other people will unleash whatever is ready that has been hidden, covered up, buried in the shit, shame, and blame. That will be unleashed. And the way I describe it is there's much more to it than this, and this is one way, is to be able to know and express fully who you are without apology, to express and to be who you are without apology.
That alone sounds super powerful.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
who is Unleashed for, Joan?
Unleashed is for women, trans, non-binary, queer folk. And more important than their gender identification is they've already done a lot of inner work. So this isn't for beginners. It's not for people just starting their healing process, but for people who have done a lot of work and who know that deeper healing and transformation is needed before they're going to be able to be fully who they are. And especially in a world that doesn't welcome them.
Yeah, I can feel that. And so, Joan, talk to us about the journey that you've gone on to unleash yourself, to go from your Welcome Home to the Sacred Body, a beautiful program that I was a part of, to creating Unleashed. What did you do to get where you are now?
In some way, well, in one way, I went back because I was, for another reason, going through journals of mine. And in one of my journals, I journal every morning with Dark Mother Goddess and my wild and dark core and my brilliance. And in early 2017, Dark Mother Goddess said to me, you must help people heal and live from their wild and dark core. So 6 years later, here I am. So it kind of started there. It's the same thing with Welcome Home. I had a title for Welcome Home in 2016, 2015. So for some reason, I have this very slow gestation process that happens for me. And so that was the conception, right? You know, the sperm met the egg in that moment. And I was like, oh, no, I don't even know what you're talking about. And just as you brought me kicking and screaming into doing online group programs, the process for me was, I have to know something deeply before I can teach it, before I can facilitate, or I will. I could do it, but before I feel like, okay, I'm ready. So I had to do that preparation, my own healing work, my own discovering, uncovering, reclaiming my wild and dark core, reclaiming who I am, unleashing who I am, which is the wise body healing priestess. I had to do all of that before I could even seriously consider, oh, I could offer this to others.
So you're at the point where you're ready or nearly ready to offer this to others. So tell us what's happened in the last couple months.
Yeah, so I have been offering this, and I for the last maybe 6-8 weeks, and I have 3 people enrolled, and we're starting May 4th. Our first session will be May 4th, and I've already I've pretty fully developed the first 3 sessions with if you think of it as a module, so the module title is, why are you here? So why are you here in this program? What do you want to get at it? What results, what benefits, what outcome do you want? As well as the deeper, why are you here? And what I see Unleashed as being is working on several levels. And one of those levels is an initiation. Like, what are you being initiated into, or what is being birthed from you?
Very cool.
Yeah. I'm so excited about it. I'm just, and yeah, I'm excited and delighted and trusting that those who this is the right fit for them will find me, and or I will find them.
And so I know that originally you had a goal, a desire, I'm guessing you still do, of having a larger group of women in this
Yes.
program. Talk to us about that and where you are now with that.
Mm-hmm. So the max is 12. I really wanted to start with 6. And I very quickly enrolled 3. And although I talked to a lot of people, for some it was like, yes, I want to, but I'm in grad school. or I'm moving, or some other, like, I can't do it now, and yes, I want to. A couple were just plain, no, this isn't for me. And Natalie, I got to the place where I felt like I was grasping, I was clawing. My stomach was constantly in knots. And I had images. I worked with someone. I had an image of these claws coming out of my abdomen like this. And so working with a couple of people processing that. I worked with my mentor who does the work I do. So she was at my back, and I was pushing back. I was pushing it back against that need to have more, to do more, to be more. It was like, no, I'm enough right now. I'm feeling tears as I say this. I'm enough right now. 3 is enough to start Unleashed. Unleashed is enough right now. And yes, I will enroll more as we go along before we begin in the first month. And then I have plans for 1 or 2 times more within a year. But for now, this is enough. I am enough. And it's patriarchy that says you have to do more, you have to be more, you ain't enough, you got to have more. And it's like, fuck patriarchy.
So tell me, what are some of the benefits, some of the gifts of going ahead and starting with 3 people and beginning your program with 3?
That's a great question. I love that. What are the gifts of beginning with 3? Well, first, it's a gift to my participants, some who have been waiting for over a year for me to begin Unleashed. So it's a gift to them. And it's a gift to me because I'm developing I use the word curriculum. I don't mean it as in school curriculum, but I'm developing the content and the processes and the depth and what we're going to be doing. And as I do that, I know even more how profound this program and how sacred this program is going to be. So that's a gift to me that I know that in my heart, in my gut, in my body. And honestly, the gift is to the world. The gift is to the world, Natalie, because what the world needs are people who are unleashed, unbound. And I said, if you may recall, I said that in Wisdom to Wealth, when people live from their wild and dark core, they will fucking change the world. And so that's the whew, I feel it up from my pelvis, the gift that's being given to the world.
Beautiful, Joan. So let me dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
So how is the number 3 a gift to those first 3 participants? In what ways? Yeah.
Well, number 3 is a sacred number. Just think, Mojo and Curly.
Oh, that's the best 3 you could have named.
God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Mother made crone. 3 is a holy spiritual number. And having that intimacy, having that start of a very intimate group that are going to know each other probably better than anybody in their lives will know them, except maybe therapists. And having a lot of my attention, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of there's time within a session to do a bit of personal work where there would be less time for that as there's more people coming in.
Great. Love how you're going deeper in this. And I'm wondering, how is three, what are the gifts to you in the development of your content with three,
Mm,
as opposed to, the 6 or the 8 or the 12?
I don't believe the content would be different. There's because the three that have enrolled have worked with me, they know how I work, they have an idea of what Unleashed is going to be like. So there's that they trust me, they know me, right? They love me, I love them. And so that there's less fear on my part of what if they don't like how I work, or what if this is, they get 3 months in and decide this isn't for me. So there's that. There's like I'm starting with people that I know well. And as far as content creation, I don't know that it would be any different if I had 6 or 10 or 3. I just don't believe it would be, the content would change, the amount of time that each person could speak would change, obviously, but not the content, I don't believe.
But I really hear you in talking about the less fear, or the more, the more level of confidence or confidence
Yes.
you have, because
Yes.
you know those people.
Yeah.
And for me, that could make it easier for me to create the content. Like, I might, just like you said, I might end up creating the same content, whether I'm creating with 3 people or 12, but it just might be a quicker and easier, more efficient process with 3, because there's less of that fear that I'm, working with at the same time. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And there's again, less, there's more room. As I feel into it, there's more room. So, there's more wiggle room. There's more, oh, we started this, but it's not going exactly the way I thought. Let's shift.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
So I would say you've got the perfect number to start Unleashed.
I love that. I love that. And I agree. 3 is a sacred number.
Yeah. Yeah. So Joan, the model that you're using is one of the models that I teach and that I've used myself, which is to start with an online course and then lead to what I call a legacy program, which is a longer, deeper, program, like you said,
Yeah.
and it is a considerably higher investment.
Yes.
Those two together create a very real possibility of creating a 6-figure plus income with basically just 2 programs, and maybe a little one-on-one, because I know you do a little bit of that.
Yes.
So talk to us about that for you. If you're comfortable with it, we'd love to know about your pricing, your current pricing, intended pricing, and all that.
So, Welcome Home to Your Sacred Body again was 12 weeks, and that was the perfect start for me. I think if I had gone in to your program thinking, oh, I have to create a year-long program, I wouldn't have done it, because I would have been way too scared. But it helped me gain confidence that I can do the work I do, which I work with and through the body, that I'm going to be able to do that online. So I don't know if you want me to talk any more about Welcome Home to Your Sacred Body, or more the logistical kinds of things about Unleashed.
Probably more like the pricing and income of Unleashed, I think.
Okay. Okay. So the full tuition price will be $6,000. And right now, for the first, I'm saying 10 trailblazers. So for the first 10 people, because it's a new program, although it's steeped in a lot of experience and training, and it's not my first rodeo by any means. It's the first time I'm doing this program. So for the first 10 trailblazers, the tuition, the investment, it really is an investment, right? It's not a tuition. They're not going to school. They're investing in themselves. The investment is $29.97. And I do have a payment plan available.
Great. So basically half, the first
Half.
12 blazers are getting the program for half.
Yes.
And so let's just do kind of a little math to figure out, okay, it's possible to create a 6-figure income. So what is the current pricing of Welcome Home to Your Sacred Body? Because for most people, that's probably, or for many people, that will be their first step with you.
That is $897.
Okay. And how many people are you putting about 10 through generally?
Yeah, again, 12 to 14 is my math. I could go 14, 16, but generally 10 to 12 is what I'm enrolling.
Okay, so I like the number 10 because I can do that math in my head.
Easy math.
So that's $9,000
right.
for that. And then once you have 12 people at the 6,000, that's going to be 60,000 plus 2 times 6 is
72,000.
72,000. So there's $80,000 income right there from just doing Welcome Home once.
Yes.
Leading to Unleashed.
Yes.
And so if you were committed to making a 6-figure plus income with the tools that you've got, how might you envision doing it?
Do you mean in addition to the 80,000, or
to bring that 80,000 up to 100? What else would you do? Because you've got Welcome Home in there once, and the 12 people in Unleashed, or maybe we just did 10. I can't remember. No, I think we did 12. We did 12.
12 people in Unleashed. I also see individual clients, and through you, when I first started working with you, I created programs for my one-on-one work with clients. So I don't see clients on an hourly basis. They enroll in my programs. And my 90-day program is $19.97. My 6-month program is $29.97. And I'm working with how could I do my 3-day VIP here, and that's $29.97. So, 10 one-on-ones, 5, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Right. So I could easily make 100,000 with the two group programs and my one-on-one private work with clients.
Yeah. Fantastic. And so what are you thinking are your next steps into growing Unleashed into a program that that does enroll that first 10, and then beyond that? What are you thinking of doing? What kind of ideas or plans do you have for your business to attract more of your ideal clients?
I kind of have a few tracks that I'm considering. One is starting with a master class, a free master class that leads to now I've forgotten the sequence, but something like starting with a free master class and then a weekend workshop, perhaps 2 days. And that might lead into Welcome Home, or that might lead directly into Unleashed.
Great.
So that's one avenue.
Yeah. And what are your ideas? Do you have enough of a list or audience right now, or is this something that you want to grow?
This is something I want to and need to grow, is a list and audience. So obviously, doing things that will grow my list, getting better known on social media. I'd love to do public speaking presentations. So presentations to groups. and the thought of even the master class is contacting, established groups and saying, I'm offering this free master class.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Well, great. So Joan, what are some things that you're most proud of?
I'm most proud of my commitment to myself, to Dark Mother Goddess, and to healing, helping the world heal. I'm most proud of not just a commitment, I have a devotion. I have a devotion to that. And I'm proud that that I ask for help, when things get tough, and they do, sometimes I'm riding high and everything's great. And then all of a sudden I feel like I'm crashing and I need help back up. And so I ask for that help.
Well, one of the things that I really admire about you is, we've known each other for quite a few years now, and I have witnessed you get more and more confident. However, confidence at the same time, I see you as having the courage to express the full range of yourself, even your vulnerability. And to me, that actually represents confidence. Because when we're scared that somebody might see some dark element of ourselves, we put up kind of a facade, and we might act like we're confident all the time. And I just really appreciate I would call it authenticity, but I don't even know what that means, but more your willingness to show multiple sides of you, your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. And thank you, because I am proud of that in myself. Like I'm as much as I can be, like, I'm here in the present moment. What's real for me right now? What's my truth right now? And it does take courage, to speak it when it's not all bright and bubbly and light and that kind of thing. And it also takes, Natalie, a trust that I'm going to be okay. That no matter what is happening out there, although of course I'm not doing this with people I don't know. I'm mostly doing this with people I know and trust. But even if it's not what I was, the response isn't what I was hoping for, wasn't that helpful to me, I trust that I know that I'm going to be okay.
And I see that as evidence of growth.
Yes.
Personal growth in you. And that comes from that dedication that you said.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Joan, as you know, Wisdom to Wealth is a course to help people create their first online course, experience a binge-worthy online course in the process, and then gain the skills, the methods, and the vision for creating a six-figure business, with online courses being the part of it, the foundation of it, or even all of it. And so, what would you say to someone who's considering joining Wisdom to Wealth?
Trust Natalie. That's what I say. Trust Natalie. Natalie is, I'm checking, is this true? Natalie is one of the two best teachers I know. I'm the other one. There's a third. She's now a distinct third, to be honest, but not distinct, but a third. But trust Natalie has an exceptional ability to do really three things. One is put together a training program where you learn and you do and you implement and you get things done, and it leads systematically to where you want to go. Your online course is your objective. So it's just, if you go through that course, through the trainings, even the trainings alone would get you there. But on top of that, Natalie also provides just kick-ass coaching. And I don't mean in like she's going to kick your ass. I just mean good, right? Effective, thoughtful experience. There's a word for it that I can't quite capture. Okay, I'm going to use the word divine. Divine, like a sacredness, like there's a depth to it that comes from Natalie's years and years of experience and training, and she does it herself. But there's something deeper that Natalie taps into when she's coaching. So there's the recorded trainings, there's the coaching, and then there's the community building, which, as far in my experience, it is unsurpassed. I aspire to be able to create community in the way that Natalie does. And so if you're thinking about, if you're considering, if you're on the fence, if you're not sure about wisdom to wealth, first trust your body, ask your body, trust your body, and trust Natalie.
Joan, thank you so much. And I want to ask another question that we'll probably put up above in this interview. But so one of the things that I am committed to doing in all the business training courses that I lead is what I'm calling shadow dancing. And what this is it's inner work processes that help people, because fear is just natural when we are doing something new or we are getting out into the world in front of people, claiming to be a leader, to be an expert. And so, not only have you taken many of my courses, but you are actually a coach for my program. And so talk to me about the shadow dancing. How does this impact the business courses? And what do you think the value of this part of the curriculum is?
Thank you for reminding me. I completely forgot shadow dancing, and honestly, I don't know how. So that's where the magic comes in. When I was like, there was something I couldn't put my finger on. That's where it comes in. It's the shadow dancing work. It's the inner work that Natalie has done herself, and that she teaches and incorporates into her program. Because she can teach us all the best things to do and all the ways to create the program. But if our own fear, our own it's mostly based on fear. Fear, I'm not going to do it right. Fear, I don't know what I'm doing. Fear, no one's going to want this. All these fears, if those are left unaddressed, that's why things don't get done. That's why people, and I've done this more than once, signed up for a program, never did a second of it. It's because the fear was too great. So the shadow dancing processes that Natalie teaches and leads us through help to diffuse that fear, make it not so big. And to really helps us to know, oh, I can do this. Yes, it can still be a little scary. I'm not saying I'm without fear. And now I feel like I have the wherewithal to be able to do this.
It's so interesting how that works, because in my experience, when I do processes to, actually, it's kind of to honor the parts of me that feel fear and, really get with it. And then when they like back off or, go do something else, my creativity and my energy and my natural courage and confidence just arise. It's not like I have to pump myself up to feel more courageous. It's just there. The enthusiasm to do the work is just there. And I remember you talking one time about you were writing a sales page and you just couldn't do it.
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I was writing a sales page for Welcome Home, and I was just blocked. I couldn't think of the first word. I was like, no one's going to want this. No one's going to be at all interested in this. There's, nah, blah, blah, blah. And I did a fear dump with my accountability buddy, my shadow dance buddy. We've been buddies for, I guess, 4 years now. And as soon as we hung up, I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And within 2 days, I had the sales place completely written off to the person. She said, this is fantastic. I'll get it on your website. And it was done. Yes.
Did that take a bunch of willpower, or how did that happen? How'd you get it done?
It was just how you described it. It was just full blown. As soon as we hung up, I went, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I know the approach I want to take to this sales page. Yeah, I've got it. It was just like that. It was like it was waiting. It was, it's like that thing that's waiting to be unleashed. Like it was waiting, but it was hidden under the fear. And then once the fear lifted, then it could come up.
Yeah, I was just thinking of your word unleashed, because that's the perfect word. It's like it's in us. It's all in us, but it's like strangled by a leash of fear.
Yes.
So it can't express itself in the world. Yeah. So beautiful. Joan, this has been a blast. Thank you so much for being willing to spend your time. And I'm so happy to let you, talk about your programs, Welcome Home to the Sacred Body and Unleashed, because who knows, maybe somebody who watches this video will say, I'm going to contact that Joan Brooks. I like what she's.
Please do. I'd love to meet you.
Okay. Blessings. And
Thank you, Natalie.
So grateful that we are on this journey together.
Me too.